Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second ever podcast. Many of you do not know this yet, but we have a new host. So let's do a quick drum roll to see who it is. Mr. Singh!
Oh, hey! This is great. If there's a guest, they become a host next time, so...
Yeah, he was our first guest, and we've leveled up.
Yeah, he was that good.
Oh, thank you.
But we also have another special guest today.
Drum roll.
Mr.
Arguelles!
Hello.
We'll add like a clap.
Yay! So we're in a room full of math teachers. How does it feel?
Yeah, well, there are only 2 math teachers and 2 math students, so...
Yeah, but it's a lot of math.
You guys are almost math teachers, too. It feels good. It's like, we've worked together for almost 10 years now.
8.
8 years? Yeah, it feels like 10. Feels like 10, yeah. So, so it's just like how we hang out in our rooms after our classes. It looks like that.
Yeah. Did you guys have like a first impression of each other?
Well, so long ago. I just remember everybody being really friendly during my interview. Everybody was super nice to me. Mm-hmm. That was my first impression of Marlborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice first impression. You looked very kind when we first met you. So we thought like you would be a good fit for the students, right? Because we were also promoting like the kindness club and other things. And when we spoke with you, it was like Mrs. O'Connor back then and me. We met together with Mr. Arguelles. And when Mr. Arguelles went for his next meeting, Mrs. O'Connor and I went like, well, that looks like what we're looking for. So, yeah, so it was a nice first impression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we'll dive straight into the questions. Mm-hmm. Mr. Arguelles, how did you become Sally Mustang?
Wow. Well, I'm not really sure. I think a couple years ago, the lacrosse team was playing a CIF finals down in Downey. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I asked the athletic director at the time if anybody was dressing up like Sally Mustang. And she said no. I said, well, put me in, coach. So it was like 100 degrees, though. It was like in May. So it was pretty hot. But yeah, that's the first time I did it. I think I've done it a couple more times after that. For advisory sleepover, the middle school sleepover, yeah. I did it once. And for the soccer team this year, and I think I did one other time. But it just sort of, I don't know, I just wanted to help out as much as I could, support the teams.
Mm-hmm. And do you have like a favorite dance move? I remember you doing the worm at the volleyball game.
I'm getting kind of old to do that, but that is my go-to move. Like I go on the floor. I have to turn Sally's head sideways, so because the head's so big that I can't do the worm with the head facing forward.
Yeah. And do you like doing the worm more than moonwalking?
I can't really moonwalk. That's more your thing, right?
Yeah.
You can moonwalk?
Yeah, I can. He's been trying to get me to come into his math classes and do it for everyone.
Yeah, do some kind of vector analysis. Do the moonwalk.
This would be the right week, right? It's Spirit Week, so... This is the right week to practice some more dance moves and get flexible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This might be the week where you get it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask a question because Mr. Arguelles and I are like pretty friendly outside of class. So we've run a few pranks on each other from time to time. Do you want to share some of the pranks we have done, like in terms of movies or events on campus?
My first year, Mr. Singh, I didn't know that he was messing with me. I thought everything he said was true, right? So he kept giving me advice about stuff, and I didn't get wise to it until Thanksgiving, my first year. We're getting in line. We're doing our teacher celebration for Thanksgiving. I'm getting in line. I'm grabbing mashed potatoes or whatever. And Mr. Singh comes up to me and he says, "Did you fill out that Google form about what you wanted for to eat today?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, we had to pre-order everything. People needed to say what they wanted to eat. Did you fill it out? Did you say you wanted mashed potatoes?" And I said, "Oh, I don't remember seeing that form." And I started thinking, wait a minute. He's been messing with me this whole time. He was so convincing the way he talks. I totally fell for it.
That's pretty good, Mr. Singh.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good prank.
and I never flinched or smiled or anything, so I was acting serious. And then I think I told Mr. Arguelles, like, this is okay. It's your first time. I'll fill it up for you, the form, and go ahead and have the meal. And he was like really tense during the meal. So then I broke it out to him that I'm just kidding with you. Like, you didn't have to fill out a form. So, but it was fun. It was like that's how we kind of first bonded, right? We were, pulling each other's leg. But we always do that with sports as well. Like, we talk about the Chargers because Mr. Arguelles likes the Chargers, and I like the Rams. So we always make like fun jokes about the teams. Yeah.
Have you ever pranked him back?
I don't think so. I think we just sort of like joke around with each other all the time, but I never have come up with a good prank. But that's a good goal, though. I can put that as one of my
this
goals
year.
for this year.
Prank Mr. Singh, prank wars.
Yeah, we
yes.
kind of did a few pranks where we would recite the lines of Top Gun, right? So he would just come all of a sudden and say a line of Top Gun, and then I would follow, and then we would keep going. So it was like I was on my toes. Like, I don't know which line Mr. Arguelles is gonna say, so I have to like counter it. So
Can you give
Like
us a
that was-
preview?
yeah, which one do you want to do?
Let's see. Have you figured it out yet?
Figure what out?
Who the best pilot is?
I think I can figure that out for myself.
I heard that about you. You like to work on your own.
Oh my god, you
Wow.
guys actually know? Is Top Gun's the one that's like, I feel the need
For speed.
For speed,
Yeah.
yeah.
My dad loves that movie.
Oh yeah, so we love them too. So we have to hang out with your dad someday.
So far,
Recite these,
I feel like you guys would, because my dad also loves pranking his coworkers at his office, and he has a coworker who looks like Goose.
Oh,
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so that's his nickname.
Oh my gosh. Do you like the prequel or sequel? Or wait, no, the original or sequel better?
I like the sequel a little bit less than the original, but
I-
almost the same. But I was telling Mr. Arguelles once, and I don't think you believed it the first time I told you this, that I'd already seen Top Gun Maverick like 20 times when it first came out, and I think you didn't believe it, but I shared some lines with
I
you.
still don't believe it.
That's so impressive though that you guys could just recite a scene like that.
Oh yeah. We've been doing it for a few years now, right?
Yeah, about 8.5 years.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Would you
yeah.
ever want to go on a fighter jet or whatever they're
Oh yeah, I mean we could if we could handle the G's, right?
like? If you got the opportunity, would you do it?
I think I'm too old. I think I aged out already.
Really? I could see you in one.
I could also. I'd be
sure.
too scared. Those are
Same.
intense.
Would you guys ever go skydiving?
No.
I would go, but
I
I could
wouldn't either.
fool him into one skydive maybe someday.
Yeah.
In front of a green screen, maybe you could do it.
We have a green screen back here.
Right.
Yeah, I used to think it would be scary, but I've heard you don't feel like the drop in your stomach the same way you do in roller coasters.
Yeah,
So maybe
you
it'd
don't
just be
really,
fun.
and you mostly have an instructor with you, right?
Yeah, so I feel like it would be fun because if you don't feel like the pit drop in your stomach, like what's bad about it, you know?
Right. You have to try it at least once, Mr.
Yeah.
Arguelles.
No,
Yeah.
it's a
You
hard.
guys-
It's a hard no.
Yeah, maybe one day.
One day. Wait. So you guys mentioned you guys talk about like the Chargers and what was the other team?
The Rams.
The Rams. What's your favorite sport? Is that your favorite sport, or do you have a?
Football.
Football.
I guess that's my favorite sport. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, mine is basketball, but I like football a lot as well.
Oh yeah, Mr. Singh, I had a question for you about basketball.
Yeah.
So obviously the viewership in the NBA has been going down recently, and it's currently dropping. And so many people are talking about like what should they add to the NBA to make the viewership higher. So I was wondering what you would think of, if there are any ideas you have about how to make the NBA more interesting for people to watch.
Let's deflect it to Mr. Arguelles.
Yeah, what do you
because
think?
Mr. Arguelles also knows like about the old school NBA
Yeah.
a lot, and then I'll answer after that.
Okay, what do you think, Mr. Arguelles?
I think they need to bring back hand checking. That's something that they used to do in the 80s. So the defense was a lot better back then. You could hand check people, and now it's like all about scoring, right? So they don't allow that anymore. So I would go back to that. I think the games would be more competitive. And when you're playing defense on somebody, you kind of like it. You take it personal. So I think there'll be more aggressive play.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just like, yeah, whatever. We're
Mhm.
millionaires. We're playing basketball, and we're just throwing up shots, and there's no like animosity. There's no like rivalry anymore.
Yeah.
So I think if we brought back the defense, I think that would be better.
Mhm. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's a great recommendation. I think that definitely the NBA today is light on defense, and it's big on three pointers and range shooting rather than like the old jump shots and footers. So I think like maybe also increasing the 3-point line because so many of the players have become 3-point specialists now. So they want to score more. And when you shoot more 3-pointers and you make more 3-pointers, the defense kind of diminishes, right? So
Uh-huh.
you can just stand back there and shoot a 3-pointer. So the plays are designed to score more that way. And if we pick up the defense throughout the league and hand checking and, maybe like some moving screens can be changed that are totally legal now. So the defense really suffered, right? So
Yeah.
it's been a very high scoring era of basketball, and people who are generally good defenders are just not making it to the league many times, right?
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so we like back in the day when we were younger, there were certain players on the team just for defense, right? So they were defensive specialists and they would guard like the other team's best player, and they're still defensive specialists, but it's not to the level where it used to be. So now it's a lot of run and gun, 3 points. So the game has definitely evolved.
So if they brought the 3-point line back, what would you do about like the side three, like the base 3-point line on the side of the court?
Yeah, so it would also go a little bit back, but it'll depend on the dimensions. So
Yeah.
yeah, so the players are so good nowadays, and it's such an international game
Yeah.
that players get used to any changes you make. But if there is emphasis on defense, then uh, there could be like better defensive plays and not just run and gun. Uh, I think players also have like they've gone into that streamlined body look, right? Instead of putting a lot of muscle, they're just going streamlined. They're getting very, very kind of slimmer, and they're going. Yeah, I feel like they're like swimmers now. Like they are becoming like this lean run and gun game, and if you do get a good spot, you're able to just shoot a 3-pointer or just take it to the hoop, and like the jumpers have kind of diminished now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Who are your guys' biggest inspirations growing up?
Well, I'll have to say my mom. Very strong person. My first role model was my mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's sweet.
And do you think like she influenced you to get into math, or was that like your own thing?
I think her heart of giving to people, I think she instilled that in me that I just wanted to give in some capacity. And then later on, when I was in high school, I found that I was good at math. I go, well, maybe I can give in this capacity. Maybe I can help people understand math better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my parents as well. They were my first inspirations. And then growing up, like there were a lot of teachers and mentors and uh, just a good support system. Basically, I felt like if I could learn someone who's displaying a certain quality and absorb it, use it in the future, that was really helpful, right? So being around professional people, being around mentors, and good friends, obviously, like Mr. Arguelles, right, who push you to do your best. We always like communicate. It's good communication. And we crack jokes and stuff, but also like we also try to grow professionally. So we like to learn maybe one or two things every year. Like Mr. Arguez is just telling me that he's going to go for a professional development about helping students. So when you hear those ideas and when you share them, I think you also grow professionally. So I feel like role models come and go, but inspirations, they stay forever, right?
Oh
So
my God.
That's
yeah.
Wow, you were
That's
dropping
deep.
bars.
I had enough practice last time I was here.
Yeah.
So. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're like a poet.
Thank you.
Almost.
Actually, Mr. Arguelles is also a poet. He gives some publications for
Oh
The
my
Edge.
God.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
You want to share some of your
Yes,
publications?
let's hear some.
No pressure. I just write minor stuff every now and then. Not anything like, you know, I don't
What's some of the stuff you like to write about, just like broadly?
know. Well, like all poems, they're kind of open-ended to where different people will glean different things, right? So I can't make them super specific, but they are based on specific things that have happened to me. But I have to write about them in a way where it can apply to different people in different situations. So it's almost like an impressionist painting, but with words. Like it's like the impression of how I felt when certain things were happening to me. And I think people can find their own thing in my poems. Like, oh, this speaks to me in this way.
Right. We
So
can relate to it.
yeah,
Do you ever crack jokes in your poems?
not really. No.
What's your best joke? Your go-to joke?
Man, you gotta put me on the spot. I don't know. I'm not good when people ask me to to say a joke. I'm more of a spontaneous person. Like something has to be happening for me to key off of.
I get that. Same with me.
Can't think of one. No, I can't think of it.
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe we edit one in there later.
I remember an instance that once you started teaching, like I think it was your second year, and you had some geometry honor students that came from my Algebra 1 class. And then, they would come back and meet me and go like, Mr. Arguelles is like so funny. And I'm like, okay, tell me something that Mr. Arguelles was funny about. And then they literally said this. They said you cracked the joke and laughed yourself, and then they laughed. They didn't really get the joke, but they were so happy to see you laugh that they could relate with like the humor you brought. So
That's funny.
so it was like I kind of had a good laugh with them about it, like. And it was just like you just made the atmosphere in the class light rather than just having intense math equations everywhere.
I think you're kind of right. I think most people don't get my jokes. I think they're just so like, I don't know, non sequiturs. They're just like out of left field, and kids just sort of like smile. And you're right though. Usually it's me laughing at my own joke.
Right.
No,
So-
I get your jokes. It just takes a second to kick in.
Yeah, it has to marinate a little bit. Sometimes
Yeah.
on the drive home, you go, oh,
Just
yeah.
has to defrost a bit.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite moments, because I've never had you as a teacher, but when I was in your class, I'd sit by the window and I'd see you walk by and just like dance.
Oh yeah, your
Those
dance
were my
moves.
favorite moments.
So good.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I walk by some classrooms.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see you outside of the
Or
classroom.
bring a sandwich and go like,
Yeah, I'm like,
it's about time to eat now. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys, so like your Top Gun lines, do you have any inside jokes that you could share with us?
Yeah, we have a lot of jokes, but let me just share one that I felt was really funny, and you probably remember this one. So we were just having like a math department meeting, and something about slope came up, and I said like, well, some of the students are on slippery slope if they don't get slope, and Mr. Arguelles was the only one who laughed.
That was
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
Yeah,
I would have laughed
and,
if I was there.
Right? Yeah.
I was
So
laughing for like 5 minutes.
yeah,
And nobody else was like,
nobody else was laughing, and
nobody
so-
even cracked a smile.
yeah.
I was like,
And like there was like a comment made just for fun after that. It's not funny, and we went like it's a little funny, right? It was
Yeah.
just
I think it's
yeah.
funny.
So we always try to like make the atmosphere a little bit non-intense in a way, because sometimes we're talking about sensitive issues, right? So I just feel like if we are a little bit laid back, then the students feel a little bit relaxed in our classes. So I think you normally notice that in your classes when you lighten the mood, the students kind of get relaxed. What I've noticed walking by your window.
And
Yeah.
if you two are the only ones that get the jokes, it's like great minds think alike. So
Everyone else is
positive.
missing out.
Yeah, no one gets it.
Yeah, but that's what the point was, right? Nobody gets our jokes, so we
Yeah.
get each other's jokes.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
why.
Yeah.
Do you guys see somebody in your friend group that you guys relate to, and when you say a joke, they instantly get it?
Yes.
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
does that feel?
It feels great.
I love it. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite moments.
Yeah.
One of my friend group's favorite inside jokes is Abby Wheeler.
Mhm.
That's it. If you hear that, you'll think like, oh, okay. But to us, we'll laugh for like 10 minutes about it.
Yeah.
It's like a secret, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just like you guys know what the secret code is, and nobody
Yeah.
else does.
With
Yeah,
a
the
the secret handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
Do you and Mr. Singh have a handshake?
No.
Really?
We did do a sword thing once, right? That we brought
Yeah.
to our classes.
Yeah, I
Do
feel
you guys
like both of you
remember the
guys do.
sword? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sword.
sword.
Yeah. It was nice till it lasted, right? It like
Until
And
it
then
lasted.
yeah.
Still lasted.
then it kind of became old, right? So we changed it. So yeah, and we used to go with classroom mode when you guys would just go on after
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So
And then also you guys both like are like Mickey Mouse.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping you would bring your backpack, the Mickey Mouse one.
Yeah.
We can get B-roll of that one.
Yeah, B-roll.
Well, it's actually Mighty Mouse, my backpack.
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, so it looks like Mickey Mouse, but it's Mighty Mouse.
It's Mighty Mouse.
It's sort of like it's like Superman. Bit
You also have a shirt of Mighty Mouse, right?
I do.
Sometimes you wear that. Yeah.
I also have a tattoo
Oh, you did.
about
Okay.
Mighty Mouse.
Oh, really?
So real secrets coming out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's getting the lore.
Really quick, speaking of secrets and lore, so Spirit Week is coming up, and oftentimes teachers have some fun little dances. Is there anything you can spill?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Because I haven't had a dance in the last 5-6 years, I feel like. Because,
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You should do
yeah.
it.
I do want to do it. There's just like I have a back injury, so I haven't had a dance. But you know, it lot of planning goes into it, and like we discussed last time, the math department did a lot of planning for their pumpkin day dance. So I feel like it's a good way to be with your colleagues and do something.
Bonding.
Bonding, yeah.
Are
but-
there like cliques within certain subjects, like the math department clique, like science department clique?
I feel like every department has cliques and they're pretty close knit. So I think Marlborough is a place where you kind of grow professionally and personally with your department because that's your family, right? That's
Yeah.
your go-to people. So I feel like every department I see really good relationships and we intermingle with each other when they're like
For
full
Spirit Week.
faculty events.
Yeah.
I don't know about Spirit Week, but we do have like those beginning meetings
Yeah.
and ending meetings, right? Like when the students are not there. So
Yeah, I have a bunch of buddies in the other departments. I think everybody in Marlborough was very like when I first started working here. Everybody just like was super friendly, and I got to know a lot of people from different departments. I think there's a yes, we have our own little here's our department stuff, but I think the faculty as a whole, I think we all mix together well in different departments. I know Mr. Singh has a bunch of friends in a bunch of different departments. So
That's nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
very very close friends and it sometimes you start with a cohort, right? So like a new kind of class coming in, so it's a new employee class that comes in. It's like 10 to 12 new employees.
Oh,
and
really?
they're spread out. Well, it's like new teachers join and staff members join. So I think you also grow with them and with the people who have just joined a year before you or year after you. You're kind of in the same boat. It takes about 3 to 5 years to fully understand Marlborough, right? So in that learning period, I feel like you make a lot of friends and they become deep friendships over time.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
nice
that's
to
so
know there's a
nice.
community there. Too. And
Yeah.
it sounds like our grades, like the students too.
Yeah, I
We
feel
all
like
just
that
kinda
happens.
mix.
Yeah, over time.
Right.
Like it
Everyone
starts in your
merges.
yeah.
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 And then-
Especially I've heard senior year because of the senior lounge.
Yeah.
And I think like every educator at Marlborough, like they would tell you outright that it's because of the students. We just become so close, right? So we are so personally connected to our students that half the time our conversations as colleagues are about students, like how can we help them, to achieve their personal best. So I think it's the students that are the glue that really
Oh.
put all the educators at Marlborough and staff members together. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do trivia really soon, but last question. We know that you did hurdles and track, and you talk about it a lot. So would you mind telling us the lore behind that?
Wow. So in high school, the hurdles, at least when I was a kid, not that many people wanted to do it. It's kind of a difficult part of the event in track and field. And my coach said we need a hurler because not too many teams have a hurler. And this would be guaranteed points for our team. Arguelles, you're our hurler. So, I learned hurdles and I was okay. I wasn't fantastic, but because I was the only hurler, I would get guaranteed points. Later on, we got a really good hurler, Jeff Doe. He came in first every race, and I came in second to him at every
Wow.
race.
Wow.
So I did get better by my senior year, but I never beat Jeff. Like he always was like he destroyed me. Like he was way ahead of me, but I always came in second to him. So we scored a lot of points for the team. I remember one time we were going up against Castle Park, and they had the 3 top hurlers in the league. And our coach is like, "You guys really have to bring your A game. You guys really have to step it up. We need to get some points." These 3 guys were like finished first, second, and third at CIF. I said, "Okay." So we're getting pumped up, and the race is going right. And as Jeff is pulling away, he's like about 2 hurdles ahead of me. This is the 110-meter hurdles. He's pulling away from me, and then he trips on the second to last hurdle.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
No.
This is your moment.
I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna beat Jeff!" And I get like this shot of adrenaline.
Oh my God.
He gets up, he's crawling on the ground,
Oh,
and we both go over the last hurdle at the same time.
No
He
way.
was so far ahead of me that even though he tripped, he was still able to get up. And then at the last second, he outleaned me.
Oh.
And that's the closest I ever got. And then
Wow.
we're both standing next to each other, and we're like, "Where are the guys from Castle Park?" We look around, and they all had fell on the first hurdle.
no way.
They were still at the start of the race.
Wow, that's
So-
cinematic.
So we told everybody the next day, yeah, we came in first and second against Castle Park. We didn't tell them that they all fell down at the first hurdle.
Keep that to your...
Yeah.
that was a secret.
Yeah,
Wow. That's a great story.
it is. Yeah. So we're gonna get into some trivia now. So obviously you're a math teacher, so the trivia is gonna be non-math questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I feel a good banger one to start off with. We actually asked Mr. Singh this. What is the cap... Oh, also, we're going to make this a little competition between you two. You can't answer this first one, though, because you know it.
Okay.
But the winner...
The winner gets candy. The winner
Or
a cookie.
something. Whatever you want from the calf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
hash brown.
There's a prize, so
Great.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
hash
a prize
brown.
on the line.
there's a prize
so-
on the line.
Okay, the first one, this will be worth 2 points if you get it. What is the capital of Burkina Faso?
Burkina Faso, is that like archaeological? Is that a country or is that a state? Or I don't know what that is.
I only know the answer.
It sounds like somewhere from
Yeah,
Jurassic
country.
Park or something.
Yeah, it's okay. No one gets this one right anyway.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
I'm going to say San Diego.
Nope. Do you remember it?
Oh, Ouagadougou.
Yes,
Oh,
Ouagadougou.
yeah, but he won't be getting
Yeah.
points for that.
No points for
points.
this
'Cause
one.
we told him last time.
Ouagadougou.
Ouagadougou.
But you have to remember it now.
Okay.
It's really hard to say it 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, question 2. This is worth... Now we're starting the points.
Wait, so will they like bang the table and whoever like hits the table first gets to say it, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Or you can just yell it out.
Yeah, just yell it.
Okay.
Just yell it.
Okay.
Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Wow. Our first point.
That's really fast.
First point, Mr. Arguelles. Okay, question 2. In what year did the Titanic sink?
1918.
Do you have a guess?
1912.
1912.
Oh.
Wow. Did you
Wow.
guess that or do you know?
I think I remember it from the movie, but I wanted to give you a chance
Oh.
because I think it would have been
I never-
unfair if I just shouted.
never saw the movie.
So.
Okay,
You never saw the
so
movie?
1-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1-1. Which animal is known as the king of the jungle?
Lion.
Lion.
Oh, Mr.
Mr.
Arguelles
Arguelles.
got it. 2-1.
What is the largest planet in our solar system?
Jupiter.
Wow.
Wow.
3-1.
That's
I
pretty
just-
quick.
I need to find some harder ones.
Yeah.
Science.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
Diamond.
Yes.
Wow. 2-3. The score is 1 away.
Okay.
It's getting heated.
What is the longest river in the world?
Nile.
Yes.
Wow.
Are we tied?
Yeah, we're tied. Should this be the game point?
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm gonna give you a shot at
Oh.
this one. I won the last one, so I was playing against myself in the last.
Game point.
Okay, game point. This one's a really hard one.
Okay.
Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize?
Curry.
Yes!
Yeah, Madame Curie.
Wow.
Yeah. I
Good
I could have
job.
shouted that one out first, but I'll let you win since San Diego was out
I
first.
think she won it twice.
Did she?
I think so.
Wow,
Wow.
bonus point.
Do you know what she invented?
Radioactivity.
And something about mercury too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably something.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys did really well.
That was a great first podcast, Mr. Arguelles.
Mr. Arguelles,
Thank you.
okay, tomorrow, hash browns on us.
Yeah.
Oh, hash brown. The
Nice.
tater tots, right? You like
I
the
like
tater
hash browns
tots?
better
Oh,
than
hash
tater
browns
tots.
better? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you won the big prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank
you did a great job, both of you.
Well, thank you for having
you.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a good ending to this podcast. Can we all say a Top Gun line? I don't know which one, but
Yeah, what line
whatever
should we
one's
say
best.
to end?
I feel the need for speed.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
I
feel the need for speed.
Yay!
Yay!
Thanks for
Thank you.
watching.